The next step is to apply effects to the background image. We don't need the camera tracking points anymore. It's okay to leave them if you're working on the file. Here I just want to give a clean presentation of what's going on this stack of effects, so I'm just deleting it. I previously saved the file, so if I need to go back with my camera tracking points, I could go back to a previous file. I'll save this one again. On top of this, we're going to apply a Toon effect, and then we're going to apply a camera blur to this whole scene. We played the Toon effect before, so underneath the effects and presets, we could type in Toon. We could just drag that out to this image. By doing so, we get the Toon effect happening, colors get smeared here, but maybe instead of applying the Toon effect directly, what if I wanted something that looks a little more black and white? So I'll type in tint and drag that out to my video layer, making a more grayscale looking image. Then the next effect I'll apply is curves. And I'll yank the curves a little more off to the right side, or I could try left, depending upon what the effect I'm looking for. And now I'll try the Toon effect again. And play with those settings. So by playing under the advanced settings, edge enhancement, extremely enhance, we get this kind of pixelated playground of dots going on in our scene. And at the other extreme, it becomes a looser looking style, which I'm going to go for at this moment. And this is the effect assembled together. So in the next part, we're going to try a camera blur, and we're experimenting to see whether or not that's something that we want to use for this piece. To create a camera blur, just going to fold up all these other plugins, stop this from previewing. In this part, we're going to add camera blur. Camera blur relies upon some gradient image to denote what's in the foreground and crisp and clear and what's in the background blurry. Or if you want to flip that around, anything that's white will be blurry, anything that's gray going to black would be more in focus. And we can use that on regular videos, motion graphics, just to add areas of interest or areas of focus. To get started, I'm going to pre-comp all this together. So I'm selecting all the layers, right click, and pre-compose. And I'll consider this my final scene now. So I'll just type in final. I'm going to select move all attributes within there. I'm clicking OK. So this is our final segment. Next, I need a new solid layer. File, new solid. This is what I'll apply the gradient to. So the color of the background doesn't matter, but if I start out with white, that's okay, or full black or gray as well would work out. It's okay to have a little extra always. I'll just drag this in. All right, so eventually this will be hidden. We'll see our final scene. I'm going to create a new adjustment layer. I'll put that in between these two layers. Next, I need to put a gradient on here to let this new effect, when I apply to it, to know the areas that will be in focus. So I'm going to use just a regular gradient. And there it is. Drag it down there. If I use this now, this would be the area that's blurred out, and this area will be in focus, and it'll be a little more evident as soon as we apply the effect. I'm just setting up the effect right now. I can either flip around the colors if I want the foreground to be in focus, or with the ramp selectors, I could just click and then drag out the way I want my gradients to be. So I'll click on the light spot, and let's say I want to start here. So this is saying it's always out of focus to the camera. So maybe I'll pull up this point a little bit, like this. And I can drag that up a little bit as well. Great. Next step is on the adjustment layer to apply the camera effect. So we're going to be using the camera lens blur, and I'll apply that to the adjustment layer. Underneath the blur map, I'll select our white solid, which has the gradient on it.